Hi YouTube, this is the second video where I'm talking about building a tube cot. I just wanted to, in the first video I showed the materials that you would have to use in order to build this. So in this one I've actually assembled it. It took me about 20 minutes to do it. So I just want to really quickly show you that it works, and then I'll just run through some of the major things that you would have to do when constructing it. So I'm just going to really quickly dart over there and dive on. So this is how you would turn it into a shelter if you had to. I'm not going to leave that on there. Okay, so from my less than graceful entry and exit there, you can see it's actually pretty sturdy. I weigh about 220 pounds, and I mean, I can jump in and out of this thing pretty roughly and no worries. I did do a camping trip with one of these one time, and myself and my 110-pound dog actually slept up on it with all my gear and stuff. So they're pretty sturdy once you get them built. So yeah, this is the completed one. I just really want to quickly show you what you have to do to build one. I'm not going to take it apart or anything because I think I can show you everything you need to just here. So the first step in building it is to basically put your two longer sticks, which I talked about in the first section, through this tube. So that's no problem. You just hold them together and run the tube up over it. It takes a couple minutes. Not even a couple minutes, a couple seconds. The second thing then that you have to do is basically construct two A-frames. So what you're looking for ideally with these A-frames is that they're wide enough so that the tube itself can actually sit on top of them and compensate for the bit of sag that you're going to get, so that you're not actually touching the ground when you're lying on this. And it takes a little bit of, finagling as you're going, but it's usually not too hard to do. So to put these A-frames together, basically all I did was use a square lashing right there. I'm not going to go into how to tie that. If you're interested or you don't know, you can basically Google it and you'll find out. Now, the only other problem that you'll have with this is, like I said, it's fairly easy to assemble and it's really comfortable, so it's worth assembling. The only other problem you'll have is making it stay upright. Basically, in the SAS guide that I first read about this, they said just drive these stakes into the ground, and I guess it was implied that the ground itself would hold these A-frames in position. And what I've always found is they fall over. And I mean, just as an example, today it's February right now. It's the end of February. There's no way I'm driving that stick into the ground. So what I've always had to do was somehow lash them. So in the past, what I've actually done is basically tied onto the crook of my A-frame here and had a guideline coming down to, either another tree or whatever, and that would basically keep the A-frame from being able to fall that way. And then I would basically tie another lashing here and over to the other side, and tie that hard or tight. Sorry, I'm distracted by my dog. And then tie another guideline on the other side, and that actually just holds everything in place where it's supposed to be. In this case, I didn't have to do that because I cut my sticks for my A-frame a little bit long, and because there are ample trees around, I was actually able to just lash onto this tree right here, and I did the same thing over there with that tree. And so if you see, I can shake it, but it's not going anywhere. With regards to the actual tube, You don't have to lash that in place or anything. That's just held there by gravity. So you can see I can adjust it, and the beauty of it is, you know, like if you look at this right now, it's actually a little bit askew, but I can adjust it so that it is level and makes a more comfortable sleeping platform. And that's really all there is to constructing it. It's a really great little bed to make if you're out in the woods. The other thing that you probably saw me do earlier in the video was you can put these little cross members across and drape another tarp over it, or even, you know, boughs if you don't have a second tarp, and you can build yourself a shelter. And that's a really nice thing to do. I actually used one of these things in like gale force winds and torrential downpour, and I didn't get a drop on me. I slept like a baby. So yeah, they're a really great little way to camp. Anyway, I hope you find this useful, and good luck with it.